Hi, my name is Dennis McCall from School Websites Ireland, and welcome to the Lodge Montessori website case study. We've been working with the Lodge Montessori since 2020 to help grow their enrolment applications online for their sessional ECCE Montessori school based in Knockline in Dublin 16. School Websites Ireland is an online marketing agency specialising in early years education settings in Ireland. You can visit our website at www.swi.ie where you'll find this video and this case study. So the first thing I'm going to do is remove these details here from off the bottom of the screen so we can see a little bit more. What we're going to cover today, we'll start with the results that we have helped the Lodge Montessori achieve. So number one, more applications. Last year they had 90 child applications through the website application forms, and already in 2022 they've had almost 60 child applications in the first 5 months of the year. So a big part of the job that we were doing for them was in terms of their Google listing and Google rankings for somebody searching either for their school name or for the services that the school provides. They also wanted to eliminate cash payments for deposits for the school, and we've now made it so that they are also paid online on the website, and we provide a website that sells 24/7, so there's less time answering parents' questions as all information is on the website, so it cuts down on phone calls and emails. We'll take a look at the before and after. So the Lodge Montessori already had a website when we started working with them, and you'll see that this is the older website here on the left hand side, and the new website here on the right. We'll be looking at both in detail. So the details for the school: it is owned by Fionnuala Kennedy. It was founded in 1997. It's based in Knockline in Dublin 16 on Dublin south side. It is a sessional setting, so it provides a Montessori service, one session in the morning and one session in the afternoon. It has one classroom, and the hours are 9 to 12, half 12 to half 3. It's open 38 weeks a year, and the project that we undertook for them was a website design and build to provide online applications for parents, online deposit payments, photography, to optimize their Google listing, to help with their Google rankings for search terms, to set up a school email address. We did website optimization for them in terms of Google and also in terms of page speed load, website reporting that we send to them every month, and we also currently host their website and do all their website updates for them every month. So Fionnuala Kennedy is the owner of the Lodge Montessori, and when you visit the site here you'll be able to see a testimonial from Fionnuala, but one quote from it is: "Our new website and Google rankings have resulted in a big increase in applications to our school, and that is the ultimate end goal for any of the work that we do for our schools." We will look through the website in detail that we provided for her, explaining the reasons behind the design and the features of it, how that helps the school. We'll also look at the mobile version of the site, which is very important. Around 70 to 80% of your website traffic will come from a parent who is using a mobile device at the time. And as good a place as any to start would be with the reason for the project in the first place. So every school will have a set of challenges that they'll come to us with, and it's up to us then to come up with some solutions to those challenges so that the school can get some better results. So the challenges in this case was, number one, they had a website that was a free website that can be generated by Google, but when we look through the site you'll see that it was quite limited, and it was great that the school actually had a website when you consider that in the early years education sector in Ireland, about 70% of settings in Ireland, of the over 4,000 settings, have no website to this day. It was great that Fionnuala showed the endeavour to actually generate one herself. But the thing about it was it didn't rank that well in Google, and it didn't represent the quality of the setting in a way that a website could. They had a Google listing issue, and this was probably the most important thing. So the school is called the Lodge Montessori, and that's based in Knockline. But there are also two other schools in Knockline, among others, but two of them also use the words Lodge either in their name or in their address. So there's another school called Knockline Lodge, and there is another school that has an address at the Lodge, One the Crescent. So the problem would be this: if you have a parent in your school and they're asked by a friend of theirs for a recommendation for preschools in the area, where does their child go, and they said, oh, it goes to the Lodge Montessori. If it's going to be a week later when that parent is going to go and look up that website, then they're going to be trying to remember the name, but they might remember the name Lodge or whatever. If they put that into Google, previously Fanula's school and website wasn't appearing up prominently in Google search, and that was the challenge for us, that we had to change that. A Google rankings issue. So if you had a parent that wasn't necessarily searching for the school itself, but was searching for the services such as preschool, Montessori, play school, creche, using any of those terms in Google, the Lodge wasn't appearing up prominently enough. The Facebook page was not listed in Google, and I'll also show you why that's an important thing. And then the cash deposits from parents, she didn't want to deal with the cash in the school anymore, wanted the payments to go online. So the solution we provided was we designed and built a new website. We optimized the Google listing. We got the school on Google page 1. We fixed the Facebook settings to get Facebook indexed by Google. And we fixed it so that deposits can be paid on the website. So as we mentioned earlier, the key results: 90 child applications on the website in the first year in 2021, and almost 60 in the first 5 months of 2022. So it's growing steeply. We'll run through the Google solutions that we provided for the school. Firstly, for the school name in terms of the listing when somebody is searching for the school itself, and secondly, when somebody is searching for school services in Knockline or Dublin 16, entering those types of search terms onto Google itself. At the end of the video then, we'll talk about a free consultation you can have with myself if you have any other questions relating to this. When you visit our website, you'll be able to click here on the case study page, and that will open the Lodge Montessori website for you to view it for yourself. And then there's also some other case studies for Mullingar Montessori, Horizon Montessori, and also we'll touch on options around a one-page website that you could also have for your school. So take a look here. Here's how the school looks on Google Street View. So what you'd see here is this road that runs along here is the main road that runs from Taylor's Lane and Rathfarnham up to Scotterstown Wood. I used to live nearby here. And then this building here, this is a row of residential houses, and the Lodge Montessori is just behind this tree here. Here's how it looks from the front, but it isn't on the main road, and it doesn't have extensive signage because of the residential setting that it's in. So that makes its Google listings and website all the more important in terms of having parents to be aware that the school is there. So a quick look at some pictures of the school. We'll come to the website in a short moment. So we have a really nice Astro surface here out the back of the school, and it's great for catching sunlight, great play area for the children, lots of little scooters and things for them to play with. It's a single classroom setting with an extension at the back with a kind of a multi-purpose area for reading and things like that. So beautiful little school, and you'll see lots of natural light coming in here, loads of windows, play areas, multi-purpose areas. It's a really homely setting, quite personal. It's just a great place for children to go. So the issue would have been previously parents looking up the school, maybe typing the Lodge Montessori in, and what you ideally want, which they have now after we've optimized their Google listings, is for the school to appear prominently. So as we said earlier, if a parent has had the school recommended to them and the only word they can remember is Lodge, the problem we had with that before was the fact that there are 2 schools with Lodge in the name in Knockline, and 1 school with the Lodge in the name of their address. So the problem is, if you just typed in something random like Lodge School in Knockline, hoping that it would come up, now it does. So the number 1 listing on Google Maps here at the top of this page here is for the Lodge Montessori. The number 1 and number 2 listings in the regular Google search listings underneath the Google map results are both for the Lodge Montessori, and the 4th Google listing is for the Facebook page of the Lodge Montessori underneath it. Down here in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in position 6 is their old website, and we'll be having a look at that too. We left that live because the more real estate area you can take up in the Google search page, the better, and that old site links to the new one anyway. So If somebody goes and they actually type in the name of the school itself, so they type in the Lodge Montessori Knockline, and you can do this in Google yourself, this is ideally what you want to appear up when it's your school that a parent is looking for. So this comes by one of our services that we offer is doing Google listings and optimizing them for schools. So the number one result over here is the Lodge Montessori, and there are 3 clickable links here for the Lodge. One is for the home page, one is for the About Us page, and one is for the application form. And down below here is the Lodge Montessori Facebook page, and down below here again is the old website here. More importantly though, on the right hand side, this area here on the right is called the knowledge panel, and this is where there are buttons and more information about the school. So a link out to the website, a directions button here that you click for the Google Maps location, and a call button here on the right. Up here is a list of photos if you were to click that. A link out to the Google Maps, and then Google Street View for the live view of the outside of the school when the Google Street View car would photograph that. The address of the school here, the hours that the school is open, a phone number for the school, and an appointments link. So an appointments link is where you can have a website link up here that will open the homepage of your website, but an appointments link down here, if we click that, this will open the application form page on the website, which is why we give it its own dedicated page. It means you can have an extra link in Google and bring somebody directly to your main call to action on your website. Then there are reviews from the web there in terms of Facebook. Then there is a description for the school, a link out to the Facebook page, and then 15 Google reviews for the school then that people can list through and read parent reviews that have been posted here in Google. So this is exactly what you're looking to happen when somebody Googles the name of your school. And this is the website that had been previously the main website for the school. So when you do Google listings, once you complete your Google listing submissions, you get the option whereby you can create a free website for your school. The first problem with this is that it'll always be .business.site, so you get a huge big long name up here in terms of the address for the site. There's no way anyone is ever going to remember this if you tell them it's the -lodge -Montessori -preschool -knockline .business.site. That's not going to work very well. Name the school up here, make an appointment, call now, get directions, make an appointment here, main picture of the school. Then these are post updates that you can put up in your Google listing, and they will automatically populate through to this page here. One had an image, 2 didn't, so you can see it's very unbalanced looking, and it's just not a great representation of the school. Then there are 3 reviews here that are taken in from the Google reviews that we saw earlier. And then Google puts in some images then from the images part of your Google submission into a gallery, and then they post the Google map here. They'll post some phone numbers that you've listed, your address and your business hours. So listen, it's great. Having a website usually is better than not having a website, regardless of how good, bad or indifferent it is. So credit to Fionnuala in this case for being one of the maybe 30% of schools in the early years education sector in Ireland that actually has a website. So no, it's good, but the problem with it is that it's not going to impress a parent, or it's not really going to tell the true story and quality of the school that's on offer. So you'll see when we look at the new website the difference. The other issue that there was this is the Facebook page for the Lodge Montessori, and this was not indexed on Google. So if you went to Google and expected to find a link to their Facebook page, it wouldn't be there. It was unlisted. And also, when you have seen the few search results to be had there, when your Facebook page is indexed in Google, it'll appear in Google search results, and you get to take up more of the page related to your school. So the problem with this was that there was a setting that we found in Facebook, and this is the setting that was stopping Google from indexing its Facebook page. So if you're in Facebook and you go to General in the settings, Over here, about halfway down, you'll get an age restrictions and country restriction settings. So if you go to the age restriction settings, if it's anything other than public, your website, or sorry, your Facebook page will not appear in Google search results. So it needs to be set to public here. It had previously been set to one of these other settings, and once we switched it over to public, it was very quickly then that the issue was resolved for it. When we do your Google listing, we also post your location of your school onto Google Maps. This was already on Google Maps, but we just had to move this pin location here in terms of making sure it was in the correct place. This is how the Large Montessori knock line on a Google search would look on a mobile device, which is what 7 out of 10 parents will be looking at when they're going to Google your school as well. And you'll get a call button here, a directions button, a link to the website, the address, the school hours. You can send a message. First result up here is the new website. Down here then is their Facebook page. This is their old website. So you're trying to take up as much of the Google results page as you possibly can. And this brings us on now to the new website. So if we remember previously, this was the old site. It was a single pager, quite short, very white, very plain looking, and that's what it looked like. And now this is the new site. So a lot of imagery, easy to navigate, quite extensive, just more visually attractive, looks more professional looking, makes a really good first impression, and will give a parent the feeling that this is a school that would take great care of their child in their early education setting. So we start off here with a clickable address up here in the top left and clickable phone number, the logo for the website, and across the top 10 a logical progression in terms of how the pages are laid out here. A home page, which we're looking at the moment, our school will give all the background information. Montessori is the service page for the sessional Montessori that's offered by the school. ECC scheme page here, which is important for parents to understand the ages and parameters around that. The applications page, which we saw earlier, that can be linked directly from your Google listing. The school calendar, news blog page, the deposit page where you can pay your money, and then a contact page for the website. So a large image here that I took of the children at the back of the school, all looking happy, and that's what you want to see, to focus on the children, lots of smiley faces, not using stock photos, name of the school, and then immediately a button to link to the application form, which is the main call to action focus on the website. So we run in here to the tagline for the school, where big hearts support growing minds. It says that it's an ECC Montessori, and it lists the 2 sessions then, morning and afternoon, right here. So it gives people a clear indication of exactly what the school does and doesn't do. So it's as important to tell people early on what you don't do as much as what you do, because you don't want to waste time receiving applications for people, let's say, who are looking for a creche for a 1 to 2 year old, if that's not what this school provides. Name of the school, brief introduction, and then what you want to do is you want to get parents to see exactly what information is contained on the website, and that clicking on any of these images here or the titles underneath them will bring them directly to that piece of information. So you've got 9 image boxes here. We've all been to websites where it's very difficult to find what you're looking for. So what you're going to do is you are going to bring somebody exactly to the page that's going to get them the information that they have. So when a parent is thinking of sending their child to your school, or an existing parent that already has a child in your school comes to your website, they have something specific that they want to do on the site. There's information that they're looking for, or they want to make an application, or they want to fill in the contact form, they want to get your phone number, they're looking for your email address, they want to know what ages of children your school caters for, they want to know what times the classes are on. These are all the types of questions. They want to know who the teachers are, who owns the school, how many months during the year the school is open from, or whatever. And the reason I talk about all those questions is because while a Facebook page is fantastic, if you had all those questions and you landed on a Facebook page, you would not get the answers to 9 out of 10 of them, because that's not what a Facebook page is. A Facebook page is great at showing you videos and images and what the children are up to and the work that they're producing and these types of things. But if you came to a school as a new parent and you've got all these types of questions about the school and the services in your head, a Facebook page is not going to answer them. So that's the main difference between having a Facebook page and having a website, because a website is structured to take somebody who is a new parent who has got lots of questions about the types of services that you provide, and to provide a structured workflow in terms of how they're going to get all the information they're looking for, and to move them through the sales funnel to get them to an application form to send their details to you and to apply for their child to attend your school. We're trying to build trust here early on. A page about our school, then the application form and parent reviews, and then down here we move into the service, the Montessori class itself, details of the ECC scheme that funds that service, the term calendar here showing parents how long the service runs for, the school news blog, contact us page, and then enrollment FAQs. So just underneath that is a set of testimonials from parents. This is very powerful in terms of people who aren't overly familiar with your school to just see what we call social proof here from other parents in terms of the experiences that they've had with your school. And here it just gives their name and different lengths of testimonials there. Here are some application FAQs that you don't often see on school websites, but every parent has these questions in their head. How do I apply for my child to attend your school? What age does my child need to be before they can apply? What criteria do you use to select who's offered a place? When would I know if you'd had a place for my child? Once I accept an offer, what do I need to do to confirm? It just mentions about them paying the deposit. And can I choose which session, morning or afternoon? And it gives them some details there about that. Then it says if you have any other questions, don't hesitate to ask, and they click the contact us button there. That will bring them to the contact page. Then moving on, this is the application form. This is the most important section on the website. It appears on every page bar the contact us page, and this briefly gives them some details in terms of the birth date year for children and the eligible enrollment dates for those children as well. A picture of the outside of the school, and over here on the right hand side the application form for parents, collecting the parents' details, collecting up to 2 children's details here. It could be 3 children's details, it could be 1, whatever your preference is. You'll see different types of forms as we run through the video. And then they select the service that they're interested in, morning Montessori, afternoon Montessori, or I'm flexible either session. They fill in then any other special details about the child, whether they have any medical, dietary or special needs goes into the box there, and then GDPR, and they send that off. What that then generates is an email to the school, and it also populates the information to the back of the website, so all the applications can be downloaded into a spreadsheet, and it sends a copy of the submitted information to the parent as well, letting them know that the school will be in contact with them soon. Here is a Montessori quote with a picture from the school, some sharing buttons here where people can share the website on social media platforms, and then 3 columns, contact details here, school hours, and the school location when you click on the Google map. A listing here then for industry organizations that the school works with, and back to the top then, moving on through the rest of the site. So our school page opens here then, and it will give somebody more details about the school, a little brief intro here, a link to the application form always there near the top, and then here is a video of the school. Now the Lodge Montessori are really lucky in the fact that they have such a quality video, because TV3 visited the school in 2015 to cover the nativity play that was going on there, and we'll just watch a little brief excerpt from this.
Are getting underway, and this morning we're here in the Lodge Montessori in Knockline, where the preschoolers have been very busy rehearsing their nativity play. Definitely seen a few potential Oscar winners here, but before we see their performance, let's chat to the lady behind the scenes, the classroom teacher, Mrs. Fanula Kennedy. Are we excited, guys? Fanula, great preparations here, and they've done stellar work. Oh, they were fantastic, absolutely, they were the best. We've been rehearsing for about 3 weeks now, and I think they're delighted to be finally performing it for real. And without further ado, they wowed us all with an award-winning performance.
So it's fantastic to have something like that, because as a parent coming to the site watching a video like that, I doubt somebody would need much more convincing, and would understand the care and the personalisation that's available for the children in the school here. So here are the images we looked at earlier in terms of the school facilities. Really important to have good photography of your school. And then a meet the teacher section, which will often be one of the most popular pieces of content that parents view, which we can see from the website statistics that we record in the background. Information here about Fionnuala, her position, her qualifications, and some introductory notes from her, and also from Sue Vincent here and Nicola Kelly, who are 2 other teachers in the school. Mission statement of the school features, benefits for the children, safe and secure, low ratios, family run school, etc. The parent testimonial section here, a note on Healthy Ireland, an inspection report PDF that the school performed very well on. People click the button here and it'll open the inspection report. The ECC calendar then for 2021-2022, which will be changing in the next couple of weeks now for 22-23, and parents can just click here then to see what dates the school is open and closed throughout those months. You'll see as the video goes on as well, near the end I'll show you different styles of calendars that you can have. This one then opens a calendar PDF, so clicking this button then will open a PDF here. The dates that are highlighted in yellow are when the school is closed, and the other dates in white are when it is open. Fionnuala actually provided this calendar for me, and she did it on a website called calendarlabs.com, calendarlabs.com. She did a great job with that. Then we're on to the applications form again, the school news blog, and down into the footer. So what you've seen already is there are a few sections that you saw on the homepage that are repeated on this page, and you might say to yourself, well, if that was on the homepage, why is it repeated on this other page? Depending on what somebody enters into Google, and depending when they get to the website, which pages they open, on average somebody might look at 2 pages on the website, spending around 2 minutes on the website. So you might think in your head, oh, they're going to visit all 10 pages. Unlikely for that to happen. It might in the odd case, but generally people just go straight to the information that they're looking for, and then go to a contact form or an application form if they're going to proceed like that. This is the service page then for Montessori Knockline, and here what we've got is a happy image of children playing with some of the materials, and then information about the service itself. Gives the age of the children that attend the service, the time for the morning session and the time for the afternoon session. A link here then to the application form down below. The gallery here then is a set of different images which shows the children actually in class and doing different activities. Here in circle time, doing the actions along to one of the stories that Sue is giving them. Here's Fionnuala reading a story to some of the children in the reading corner. Here the children working on a project themselves, putting on their coats, working, doing some Montessori work here, with pincer grips and things, playing with Lego and things. And we want to showcase the variety of the education that they're getting with the indoor work that they're doing. Here they're down in the kitchen area working together as a team, and then obviously the outdoor games that they're playing. You just want to show variety, you want to show learning, you want to show happiness and activities, and that everybody's having a great time in a loving, caring and safe environment. Happy faces, lots of different props that they can use during their play, chalk areas, which is great as they're chalking away in school and not doing it to your sheds and walls at home. And it's the visuals here, so you can see that when you compare this to the previous website, there is no comparison really, because there is a whole information architecture journey that we're taking the parents on, bringing them down a carefully curated route to applications. So here are a list of class projects. Fionnuala provided a huge amount of information in terms of populating this About Us page, all about all the different activities that they have in the school. Some information here on the ECC scheme with a link out to the ECC page. Again, the ECC calendar, the parent testimonials, the benefits for the children. Then our partnership with parents talks about how the school communicates with their parents, learning and development journals, etc. The Ashton learning journey, Maria Montessori application FAQs, and then down to the application form itself. So some sections repeated on different pages because you don't know which page a parent is going to land on, and you want all the available information for them. You don't want them having to jump from one page to another, eternally hunting for answers to the questions that they've got. Generally, I build long pages that answers everything in one place, because once you've answered all a parents' questions, they don't have any more doubts and queries in their mind, and the last thing left for them to do is to just decide whether to fill up the application form or the contact form or not. This is the ECCE scheme page. This isn't so much for all the information that it's got in terms of the ECCE scheme. This is more in terms of ranking for the term ECCE in Google, and that's the purpose of this page as much as providing some brief information for the parents. The applications page, having a dedicated page itself, then that's because this will get a direct link in Google, which is important when somebody just wants to go straight to an application rather than trying to search for it through the website. So the two pages that most of the applications come through from are this page, which is the application page, and from the home page. But we also receive applications for the school through the others as well, just not in the same numbers as the application and the home page itself. This is the calendar page for the school calendar. This is more about ranking in Google as well than just the calendar itself. Then we have a news page here, and it's good for keeping fresh content on the school here. If you click into the road safety BP project, it shows the children here learning all about how it's safely to cross the road, and here it gives some of the other blog posts that you can link to then underneath it, and a brief note here about the author of the blog posts, Fionnuala. Then the deposit page. So somebody secures a place in the school. Previously they would have been paying a €100 deposit by cash, but Fionnuala wanted this to be taken online. So what I did was I created a Fionnuala with some help from me created a Stripe account, and Stripe is the Irish online payments processor. And here then within that I have created a product for her. The product is €100 payment. You click this pay with card button, and that will then open this Stripe page which I created in Stripe, and then somebody here fills in their email address, their phone number, their credit card or debit card information, the name on the card, and they click pay, and that €100 then is paid to Stripe, and Stripe in turn pays that to the school bank account. And the good thing with this then is when you want to do the refunds of the payment, you can go to Stripe. It's very simple. You just find the parent's payment, you click one button and ask how much do you want to refund. You just type in 100, click refund, and that money is sent back to their card. So it's a really easy thing for the school to have to do, and you get to have the school logo up here in the left hand corner, and the name of the school here, the amount that they're paying, and the description, deposit fee for Montessori Place. So this is then what the school looks like. I always do this. I'm after skipping out a page. So lastly then we have the contact page, a image here of one of the children I photographed in the school holding a mobile phone, and then it's a get in touch. All these are clickable. If you click any of these when you're on your computer or on your phone, it'll open your email. When you click on the email one here, it'll call the school. When you click phone, the address here will open a Google map with the location of the school on it. The school hours are here, and a link to the Facebook page. Then there's a contact form for the school, so if somebody wants to ask a question or have a query outside of the application form, they can do so, and there's also a link to the application form here as well just above it. Then there is an image of the outside of the school. So the important thing here is that if somebody's never been to the school before and they're going to pay a visit to meet Fionnuala, they'll know what the school looks like as soon as they arrive and know that they found it, and then this will link out to Google Maps as well. So this is, I think it's around 10 pages, this site, and 6 news blog posts. So you'll see at the end as well, not every sessional setting would need a site as big and as extensive as this, but in this case it did, because of the unique challenges that the school faced around people in Google searching for anything to do with a school in Auckland and the word lodge, because other schools had similar type names and used word lodge in the address. You then have to do professional Google listings, and you have to get a professional website built that's quite extensive to outrank those other schools, just to make sure that your school will be top of the listings when somebody is going to type in the word the lodge. So this is how the website looks on a mobile. So the websites are fully responsive, and fully responsive means that they resize to change how the content is laid out, so it's easy to navigate the school website on a mobile device, because between 70 and 80%, as I mentioned earlier, will be coming from a mobile device to the school. So as somebody scrolls down through the home page here, you'll see that this top area here always remains visible. So why I designed this is because it holds the menu button, and once you click the menu button, it will open the mobile menu here that they can navigate to any of the pages on the website. So it's the same website on a mobile as it is on a computer. It just is structured slightly differently. So instead of these being 3 wide, they're 2 wide on a mobile device. And again, anybody can click any of these here and they will bring them to open the page that they're looking for on the site itself. If you look at the lower part of the website down here, you'll see that there are 2 buttons. One, is a call now button, and the other is a directions button. So on a mobile, if somebody opens your website, they just have to click this button here and it will open their phone on the mobile device to call the school, and clicking the directions button here will usually open the Google Maps app. If you don't have the Google Maps app installed, it will open Google Maps in a browser for you. So it runs down through here. A little bit different in appearance. The testimonials are gone into these what we call accordions. You click on them and they reveal the testimonials on the mobile then. Same idea here with the frequently asked questions about applications. And then when you move into the applications section itself here, again, this all resizes perfectly, so all the information is easy to read, and the application form is easily filled out here on a mobile device and submitted. So really easy to navigate. Clicking any of the menu items here will open the pages quite quickly. Playing the video opens quite smartly and quickly in this here as well. As it does with the photo gallery, you click that and photo gallery goes full width across the phone. It makes the images nice and big for people to be able to see quite easily. So you'll notice that what's really important on a mobile device is how quickly the website pages load. And that also is a factor in terms of how Google decides to rank one website above another. Well, there are 200 factors that Google might take into account, so there's a huge amount of work has to go on behind the scenes to get your site to rank well on Google for certain things, but it's just really important, just from a user's point of view as well, that stuff loads really quickly because people are becoming less and less patient. So the faster your site loads, the better it is for your school in terms of how long they'll spend on the site. So this is the listing then for the Facebook page that we said we fixed. So if you type the Lodge Montessori Facebook in here now, you'll see that the different feeds on their Facebook page are all here in the listings for that. We showed you the setting that you need to make sure is right. If your school's Facebook is already in Google, you don't need to worry about that. So what we're going to move on to now is parents that are going to be searching for school services in the area, but they either don't know about your school or are just generally searching for the services themselves. So say a parent is new to Dublin. They could be after moving to Dublin for work. They could be from another country after moving to Dublin to take up a new position. They're moving to live in the Rathfarnham, Terranure, Templeogue, Knockline Fairhouse area. And what they're going to do is go to Google and they'll use certain keywords when they're trying to find schools in the area to apply to for their children. So they will type in generic keywords. They won't be using school names because they don't know maybe that your school exists. They just want to see what services are available. So if you were to Google and you typed in preschool Knockline, like you'll see here in the top, this is the results that come up. First, here you have these carousel of images. Usually these are listing sites like the Yellow Pages and the Golden Pages and things like that. But the first one here is the Facebook page for the Lodge Montessori. So you can see that previously, when Facebook wasn't indexed by Google before, this would not have appeared here and it wouldn't have been the first thing up on the page. And then what you get, as soon as you put a geographical area into a search term, then Google currently, and this can change over time, will bring up results first of all from Google Maps. And why it brings up results from Google Maps is because when you enter a search term that has a location in it, so in this case it's Knockline, so preschool Knockline, it's to Google, I'm looking for preschools in the area of Knockline. Google will first present you with what we call the map pack here, and the map pack is this area here that contains 3 search results. Now, if we were doing this and looking at this 2 years ago, there would have been 8 search results here, but that's been cut back to 3 now. I won't go into reasons for why it is now. That's just the way it is. In 2 years' time, this could be a different layout. Google's always changing how the results are structured. But here, the number 1 result on Google Maps is the Lodge Montessori Knockline, and that's what all the work we do in the background is aiming to do, because the further you go down a page, the less likely someone is to click on your result. So analysis has been done scientifically and has monitored millions of search results, and the higher up the page you are, the more percentage of the clicks you're going to get to your school. Then underneath the Google Maps part is the regular Google listings, and number 1 here is the Lodge Montessori website, the new website that we built for them. So they're number 1 in the map, they're number 1 in the regular listings here, their Facebook page here is number 3, so that's why it's really important to have your Facebook page indexed in Google. And moving down, then this is their number 8 result here, which is their old website, which is why you would leave that live, because you want to take up as much as the results, as we said, as possible. Another example here, preschool Dublin 16, a generic search term that somebody might put in, and because this search term resembles very closely with the school itself, Google has in fact actually opened up the knowledge panel with the Lodge Montessori knowledge panel here, taking up the whole right hand side of the search results. It has given them the number 1 search result over here in Google for that search term. It's listed their Facebook page down here and has listed the old website down here. So if you think about it, if they didn't have a new website and we hadn't optimized our Google listings and somebody had typed in preschool Dublin 16 here, they wouldn't be number 1 up here. They wouldn't be taking over the right hand side of the page over here. If we didn't fix their Facebook indexation here, this listing wouldn't be here, and the first thing that would be appearing up is down here in the number 10 position would have been their old site. And that's the difference that it makes. That's why you get a lot more visits to your website. That's why you get an increase in applications, because more people are finding you and finding out about your school. This is for play school in Knockline, another generic search term. First one up here on the maps is the Lodge Montessori. Their Facebook page is up here in the carousel. They're the first result here in the organic search results. Their Facebook page is down here halfway through those search results, and their old website is the number 10 result down here. Another example, Montessori Dublin 16 of a generic search term. The third one along the carousel here is the Lodge Montessori Facebook page. The number 1 result here in the maps is the Lodge Montessori. The number 2 result in the organic listings here, sorry, we call them organic, they're the regular Google listings. The number 2 result here is the Lodge Montessori website, and what you'll see here is they're being outranked by childcarefinder.ie, which is a listings website for a national childcare listings website. Montessori Knockline, here they're the number 2 result here in the map pack, and they are number 1 and number 2 in the organic listings here with an image beside the school here. Their Facebook page is the number 4 result, and their old website is the number 8 result. Play School Dublin 16, another generic search term, number 1 again, excuse me, in the Google Maps result. Number 5 down here then, they are number 5 behind childcarefinder.ie, have the first 2 places taken up, and the Golden Pages have some listings of schools, which they're probably also contained in there as well. ECC Dublin 16, what they've been lucky enough again to get over here, but I suppose you make your own luck, is they get the knowledge panel for the school over here on the right hand side again. The number 3 and 4 results here in the organic listings on the left hand side are for the school itself. Here there's no Google Map results. Dublin 16 is different to Knockline. There's no always hard fast rules to why the map pack results come up for some search terms and for some they don't. When you type in ECC Knockline, you see that the map pack does appear up again, and it's the number 2 result here. So you might ask then, why is the school number 2 result here? Why aren't they the number one result? Well, you can't be number 1 for every single search term. But proximity is a major thing when it comes to search in Google, which was a change that Google made in early 2022. So when you type in an area here and it says Knockline, what happens then is that Google has decided that there is a center point to any geographical area, and Google will start at that center point sometimes, and what they'll do then is they'll try and match your search query to something that provides an answer to that's the closest to the center of that in the map. So if they say that Knockline is here on the map, and if one school is 500 meters away from that center point and you're 1500 meters away from that center point, you are going to have a job trying to outrank the school that's closer to the center point on the map. And that's why you need to work on your Google listings and have a very good website to do so, because a lot of ranking factors are built around proximity and how close you are to the center of that location on the map. You'll see here the number 2 and number 3 results down here then again are the school. Then here is the Facebook page for the school. So again, performing really well. And this is how it would look on a mobile. So if somebody generically typed in preschool Knockline here on a mobile device, and what they would see here then is the Lodge Montessori appearing up first here in this carousel of directory listings and social media listings up here, and then it's into the Google map. You see that the Lodge Montessori preschool is coming up here number 1 on the map, and they're number 1 here in the regular search results as well. To see other places that are on the map, you need to click this more places button. Nobody clicks that. And to look at other results that you would find then, so let's say somebody looked up preschool Knockline and you came down here to the other pages on Google page 2, 3, 4, 5. We have an old joke in our industry that says this is page 2 of Google. What's the best place to go to hide a dead body? And it's page 2 of Google, because nobody would ever find it, because searchers tend to not go too far when they're looking for something. So that's what we've done. What we have had a look at so far is everything that we said we were going to cover off in terms of the results that the school has achieved since we started working with them. It's been about 1.5 years now. The before and after in terms of the old website and the new website that we provided, we went through the school details. You can see this video is here on the website. The testimonial from Fanula, you can read that on the website page here. We went through in detail the website design itself and how it's built to get parents to convert, the mobile version of the website, the challenges, solutions and results that we went through for the project itself, and the key results there in terms of all the children applications that have come through since, the Google solution in terms of somebody searching for the school name for the listing on Google, and somebody searching for services in that area for the listing on Google. And one thing I would always try to reiterate was the Lodge Montessori was doing just fine before we came along and started working with them. but our job is to take fine and make it better, and to give you as professional an online presence as possible. And when we saw the website itself, it's quite extensive, but we had to make it extensive for it to get the rankings that it has in terms of that. But it doesn't have to be as extensive and complex as this. There are other options. So if you had a sessional setting, or if you had a multi-service setting, or you had a multi-location setting, it doesn't matter how small or how big a school is, I would encourage every school to have a website, because it'll save you a lot of time in answering the same questions to parents all the time, but it'll also increase the number of applications that you're getting to your school and help parents to find you online, because a lot of parents will go to Google. You hear about all the parents who contact you, and you think that that's kind of as much of the market that is out there, whatever, but you never know what you don't know, which is what we often talk about. You don't know about the ones who don't contact you, or who got a referral for your school but couldn't find you on Google, or didn't go to your Facebook page, or because you've no website didn't find out about just how amazing a facility you have, because a lot of these facilities are often hidden behind residential buildings, and they have no idea of the amazing school that you have. So there is a get started option there. It's not just, let's say, a kind of a starter option. It can be an option that will do perfectly well for the whole lifetime of the school as well, and it's a one-page website. So a one-page website is where you take all the information that we've just looked at on a website like here that was spread out over all these different pages, and you put it onto onto a one-page website. So it looks like it is a multiple page website, and it looks very extensive, but everything is all contained on the one page that you're looking at. So top left, again, clickable phone number, clickable email address, clickable address here, the school name logo, and then along the main menu here, which you would imagine that when you would click these, that they would open the about page, the gallery page, the services page, reviews, teachers, ECC, apply, calendar, contact. But instead of these being different pages, they're just different sections on the same page. So as you scroll, this menu stays rooted to the top here always, and what it does is it scrolls to the different sections of the page for all the different parts of information that somebody might be looking for. So again, this is an example demonstration site to show you what you could have. This is a stock image here. The school, the name and the location will go here. Tagline for the school. Click the application form and it'll bring you straight down to the application form here. Underneath that, a visual representation, a different type of grid here than we saw on the previous site, and clicking any of these parts here will scroll you to that part of the one-page website. Click the services here and it'll bring you down to the services section. So in one full swoop here, you get to see the images that are on this, the images relating to all the information that is available on this page. Then an introduction, usually from the school owner, a little bit of a brief synopsis about the history of the school and the types of services they offer, who they cater for, benefits of Montessori, government and industry agencies that we work with, a different type of photo gallery here that is on a slider, and this can also be opened as well into a light box by clicking on any of the images if you want to scroll through them this way. Underneath that then, the school services. So here there's two columns, one about the morning Montessori and another about the afternoon Montessori. So this would be suitable for a sessional setting. Buttons then for ECC scheme details, ECC calendar and application form. Underneath then, parent reviews. This time they're on a slider with an image of each of the parents that are there. Then the school teachers, a different type of design and layout. The three teachers here are each get their own row. You click the image here to open that up in a light box, and name of the teacher, their position, qualifications, specialities, and a paragraph about each of them. Here then, the ECC scheme details, explain to people what it is, the start age, the finish age, the duration, the cost, and over here then the child birth year, the eligible enrollment dates, and then the end date for the ECC year. And then a school applications form. In these school application forms, they can be as extensive or as short as you require them to be. Whatever information you're looking for, we will build the form tailored to that. Then a different style of calendar here where there is no click downs here for the ECC calendar. It's all open without you having to click anything. Open the calendar PDF here. So if you click that, it'll open a PDF. That can be just done on a Word document if you didn't want to do it in the previous style that we saw on the previous website. This then brings you to the Contact Us section. All the contact details are here on the left hand side, a contact form on the right, and a Google map here underneath. You could also put in a photo of your school as well. So that would be a fantastic solution for any school out there that doesn't already have a website. Or even if you do have a website and you wanted to simplify it up, this same style of website, same one-page website, can be applied to a multi-service or a multi-location school as well. If you want to keep it as simple as possible, the difference here would be they might talk about the age groups: baby nursery, wobblers, toddlers, daycare, ECC, sessional, after schoolers, to go through the range of ages for the different types of services that the school offers. Again, the benefits of Montessori, the government and industry agencies we work with. This is more of a minimalist design, so it's got a very white feel to the background that runs throughout. Down here to the services then, and there are 6 services here across 6 columns. Gives the age, the times, the durations, that goes on. Buttons here again for the ECC scheme details, term calendars and application form, parent testimonials again, meet your teachers. So where you might have a lot more teachers, you might want a different type of layout like this, where it gives a picture of the teacher, their name and their role without a description. Then the ECC scheme details again in a different color scheme. A school application form then that can be much bigger, much more extensive, with multiple children that can be included on the form, and all the services that you might be interested in for those children there. And then a different type of calendar again. There will be 3 calendars here, because one would be for ECC, one would be for full-time, and one would be for after-schoolers. And then they can click any of these 3 buttons here and it'll open up the calendar into this type of a format for them, and they can click the button here to open the calendar in a PDF to print it off at home. And then the Contact Us section, just like we saw previously. So it doesn't always have to be a huge multi-page website. There are lots of different options. You can have a 1-page website, a 5-page website, 10 pages, 20 pages. It just depends on what you're trying to achieve with the online marketing that you're going to be doing. Also as well, you need to tailor it within your budget and what's manageable for your setting as well. So on our website here is all about the 1-page school websites there, and you can click through to different coloured demos of those sites. They are for multi-service settings, they're for sessional settings, multi-locations. You'll see it all there, and I've made a whole video all about a 1-page website. And then all the sections that are available for it: about our school, photo gallery, parent reviews, teacher profiles, school services, ECC scheme, school calendar, application forms, industry partners, contact details, contact forms, and location maps. So I think that pretty much covers everything that we have run through today. As again, when you visit the case study page on our website, there are other case studies to look at here as well. For Horizons, which is a multi-location, multi-service school, and Mullingar, which is a single location but multi-service school. And then a link here to the 1-page website details here, and all the other services that we have been talking about then. So what's left really is just in terms of where do you go from here. So I'll bring back up our contact details here with our website, www.swi.ie. So we offer a free 30-minute consultation. So you can book a consultation with me, and consultation is really just a fancy term for a chat that we would have. Most of what we'll be doing is just chatting about your school. It's no pushy sales stuff, because I don't associate somebody getting in touch with me and our business with somebody who has already decided whether this is suitable for their school or not. When we chat, it'll really be me just asking you questions about your school, questions about the process and how parents submit applications to the school, or how your whole applications piece works, whether you've got a website or not, whether you've got a Facebook page, whether you have Google listings already submitted and verified, those kind of things. And every school has got some sort of challenges that they're trying to overcome. Time challenges, usually, that too much time is spent on administration and the phone and answering emails and things like that. Taking payments, appearing on Google search, trying to fill spare capacity. So as we discuss these things, I'll let you know if I think some of these solutions would help and make a difference to your school. Oftentimes I talk school owners or other owners out of things that I think would just be a waste of money. Anything that you would do with us, I would definitely want it to provide a positive return on investment to your school itself. Just give me one moment here now. And that pretty much covers off everything that we were going to run through. So thank you for spending so much time. If you've gotten this far in the video, we'd love to hear from you. Pick up the phone, drop us an email. All our details are on the contact us page of the website. And again, the consultation can take place. We can do it on Skype, we can do it on Zoom, we can do it in person here in our offices. If your school is located near to our offices, I can call out to your school. It can be done in any way, or if you just have a general query, just shoot us off a message and I'll get back to everybody as soon as I possibly can. So I hope you picked up something valuable from the information that we went through today, and if anything could be of help to you, you never know, give us a shout and we'll have a chat about it, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Thank you.